All y'all listen, man, I want to give to you. Y'all be quiet, I'll let y'all hear it. No.
Detroit in the 1950s was a city at its industrial peak. Known as the Motor City due to its thriving automobile industry, it was one of the wealthiest and most populous cities in the United States. It was a bustling center for African American culture, and the blues scene there was vibrant and diverse. It was in this environment that Sam Wilson found his place, performing on street corners and in small venues, captivating listeners with his unique sound. He was known as One-String Sam because of his homemade one-string guitar. He used a small jam jar as a slide. Oftentimes he sang into the jar for an echo chamber effect. Despite the simplicity of his instrument, Sam's music carried a profound and emotional weight, resonating with those who heard him and watched him perform. In 1956, Sam found himself at Joe Von Battle's record store, Joe's Records, a well-known hub for local musicians and a place where many impromptu recording sessions took place. Joe Von Battle, a key figure in the Detroit music scene, had a reputation for recording artists who otherwise might not have had the opportunity to enter a professional studio. Joe Von Battle was a significant figure in the history of American music, particularly in the realms of blues, gospel, and early R&B. He established the JVB and Battle record labels and was one of the first independent black record producers. He played a crucial role in documenting and preserving the music of many African American artists during the mid-20th century. One of his most notable contributions was recording and releasing the sermons of the Reverend C.L. Franklin. These became very popular and are considered an essential part of American religious and cultural history. These recordings helped to spread the influence of gospel music and the style of preaching that would later influence soul and R&B music.
Whatever your mental attitude is, has a lot to do with what you're going to be and how successful you are in your efforts.
Other notable recordings made there were by John Lee Hooker, Memphis Slim, Willie Dixon, and Joe also recorded the Reverend Franklin's teenage daughter, Aretha. Sam recorded 2 songs that day. First he recorded My Baby Oh, then a song called I Need $100. I Need $100 is an original by Sam that has him pleading for the money so that he can post a bond.
You know, I talked with Mother this morning. Mother talked with the judge. I couldn't be a eavesdropper, you know. Understood the word. She said I need $100. You know I need $100 just to go my baby gone.
It's been said that the song is reminiscent of a 1949 song Stockyard Blues by Floyd Jones. The call out for $100 is similar indeed, but truly lacks any other familiarity. Sam's first recording that day, My Baby Oh, is not an original at all and has never been properly credited. What he recorded that day was a one-string version of the song My Babe, which was written by Willie Dixon for Little Walter, who had recorded and released it in 1955.
My baby, my baby said, my baby she said, my baby.
My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating, my baby.
A decade passes by and there's no word of Sam. August 25th, 1968, an article in the Detroit Free Press referencing a Joe Von Battle story stated that in 1956, Sam pocketed his $20 fee and left, and that no one has heard from him since. September 8th, 1973. 17 years after making his recordings, Sam is invited to the lineup of the 1973 Ann Arbor Jazz and Blues Festival. The festival took place that year at Otis Spann Memorial Field on September 7th, 8th, and 9th. The talent involved that year was incredible. Sam shared the stage with performers like Ray Charles, Lightnin' Hopkins, and Freddie King. Sam is known to have performed 2 songs that day, I Need $100 and a song called I Got to Go. After the festival, newspapers and magazines began writing about Sam. One person wrote that Sam enjoyed the greatest applause of any artist at the festival and turned out to be the star of the entire weekend. Sam was a crowd favorite that year. He not only performed on stage, but off stage as well within the crowd until the early hours of the morning. October 19th, 1973. In the afternoon, Sam performs in the 2nd annual Ann Arbor Ozone Parade. He's considered a highlight of the parade, and they spoke of how he could wring the truth from his one-stringed instrument. That night, Sam is a supporting act for B.B. King. The Ann Arbor Sun, when describing the concert, said that Sam was the uncrowned king of the last blues festival. They wrote that he drew a standing ovation after 2 numbers and got another for his encore. October 30th, 1973. Sam plays at the Primo Show Bar. The Primo Show Bar was a rock and roll dance club at 217 South Ashley Street, Ann Arbor. The posters for the Primo Show Bar were created by artist Gary Grimshaw, who became quite famous for his psychedelic rock posters. November 11th, 1973. An interview in the Michigan Daily newspaper provides us with a wealth of information about Sam. It reveals to us that Sam was born and raised in Mississippi and later moved to Beale Street in Memphis, where he worked with T-Bone Walker, Lead Belly, and Blind Lemon. From there he headed to an army base in Kentucky where he drove trucks and cut hair. After several years in Kentucky, he moved to Detroit where he resumed doing what he loved, playing in bars, at his friends' houses, and on the corner when the weather was good. They wrote of his performances at the Primo Show Bar as well as another popular music venue, the Blind Pig. Sam speaks of his nearly 60 years of playing the blues. I've had it pretty rough, he says. I want people to know not everybody is born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He talks about the homemade 5-string guitar his father built for him when he was 9, and then a 1-string instrument he built for himself. He said that the first song he learned to play was When the Saints Go Marching Home, a song he had learned in church. He claims to have been playing whiskey joints and honky-tonks in his native Mississippi before he turned 10 years old. Delving into Sam's private life, he reveals that he has been divorced for 20 years and that he has a son and a daughter. It was John Sinclair, the promoter of the 1973 Ann Arbor Blues Festival, that had heard and fell in love with Sam's recordings and brought him up for the festival. March 19th, 1974. It's said that Sam plays at the Primo Show Bar once again. March 24th, 1974. Sam plays at the first annual CMU Jazz Festival with Duke Ellington and Luther Allison. April 5th, 1974, Toledo, Ohio. Sam performs at the Blues Extravaganza with Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, Bobo Jenkins, and Hound Dog Taylor. September 8th, 1974. Sam is back again at the Ann Arbor Blues and Jazz Festival, where he's again a crowd favorite. That year, the festival promoters were denied permission to hold the event in Ann Arbor, so it was held at the campus of St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. An article describing the event wrote, "Next up came the legendary One-String Sam, media hit of last year's festival, who plays a moaning, wailing, and totally authentic blues on one long string. This year, One String has added an apprentice to his act, so festival fans were treated to 2 men, one black, one white, jamming together on 1 string each." The Montreal Star wrote, "One-String Sam, who played an instrument of his own design, a one-stringed affair, on a wooden baseboard which looks and sounds like an illegitimate member of the guitar-sitar family. He and a young acolyte performing on a similar instrument produced a somber, haunting, and original blues sound." Living Blues wrote, "One-String Sam, who has added an electric pickup to his instrument, and who worked with an unnamed protege on 1-string bass. The whole effect was much more musical than last year, and the sound was rather reminiscent of Fred McDowell." Another Canadian newspaper said that Sam makes the string moan and wail over an incredibly wide range of sounds, all the while he keeps a beat going and shouts out the blues. Backstage, he tells stories about some of the early giants of the blues, such as Bessie Smith and Blind Lemon, who reached their high points in the 1920s. Sam had come a long way from his 1956 recordings. He rode a 12-month wave of fame and notoriety where he found himself playing amongst blues legends. And then, Sam just disappears. 50 years have passed with no other known appearances or interviews surfacing. Sam's music, like the blues itself, is timeless. It speaks to the universal experiences of hardship, perseverance, and hope. Though he played with only one string, he created a sound that continues to resonate with those who seek out the raw, unfiltered truth in music. His life is a vital thread in the rich tapestry of American blues history.
I want to go down to Rediscovery store and get a stamp on Rediscovery flop. I told all I need.